is your name?
My name is Maggie Kaufman, and I'm holding Ringo's glass right here, and I just had a sip out of it, and it's delicious.
I see. And what is your name?
Joyce Kaufman.
And what have you got there?
John's glass.
And over here?
My name's Kathy J. Hutt, and I have Paul's glass, and whatever he's drinking was delicious.
I see. Yes, what is your name?
Fred Hood. I'm not holding anybody's glass.
All right. And what have you got down there?
I'm Billy Wachtel, and I'm holding Georgian's glass. It's Coke. It's good.
So that's what they're drinking, Coke. What, are you all cleaning up after the Beatles, or are you here to see them?
Here to see them.
I see.
I got my sister in here.
With Brian Epstein, manager of the Beatles. Brian, how was the trip over?
It was good.
I understand you'll stop in New York. Why?
We don't know. We only found out when we stopped, as it were.
I see. The people that you present on your network television slot on Hullabaloo, are you manager of all of these folks, or are they just...
No, I've only presented 3 acts that I manage. The others are people that I genuinely admire and want to project to the United States.
Will the Beatles be coming up on a future appearance on the segment that you MC?
Nothing is set. Their next appearance is on the Ed Sullivan Show, September the 19th, which they record when they arrive in the States on August the 14th. They arrive August the 13th, actually.
Brian, why is it that you've decided to cut the American tour, the one upcoming, rather short? I understand it'll only be 10 days.
Only because of pressing time and to play major cities and big centers.
I see. Did you approve the movie that the boys are about to do yourself personally?
Yes.
How much of the film will be done in Nassau, and what will be done in other parts of the world?
We're doing about 3 weeks here, about 10 days in Austria, and the balance in London, which will be about 8 weeks.
Brian, of the movie that is being shot here, will they be actually playing the scenes in Nassau on the film, or will it be just a location? In other words, will they call it Nassau in the film?
Yes, as far as I know, I think they will. Yeah.
Good. Thank you very much, Brian. With the producer of the Beatles motion picture, Walter Shenson. Walter, why is it that you have selected, and I'm sure you were probably approached on this, to work first with the Beatles in their first motion picture?
Why was I selected? It's a good question. I don't know. I have a reputation of, I'm an American and I live in England, and I have a reputation of making English films that seem to appeal to Americans. The first film I made over there with Peter Sellers was called The Mouse That Roared. It was very successful.
Yes.
And also, I've only made comedies, and I think the Beatles were not interested in making just a pop musical as such. I've never made a musical myself. And I think they were more concerned with getting a producer who sort of digged the kind of humor that they have. And I like to think it all worked very well. With A Hard Day's Night, I'm sure, and I hope so with our new Beatles picture. Also, I guess I'm just lucky because I love working with them.
Let me ask you about that. How the fellows, too, work with on set? Are they cooperative, or do they pull the star routine? Exactly what is the story?
No, they're terribly professional. The boys work very hard. They play hard. But they're always ready on time. They always know their lines. They have faith in Dick Lester, the director, as they should have. He did such a marvelous job with them on A Hard Day's Night. And they just want to get the job done, and they want it done well. No problems, no temperament, just very professional.
I understand that this story they're filming now is written exclusively for the Beatles. Why was this particular island, Nassau? Of course, Nassau isn't the island itself, but this location picked for part of the story. What significance does it play?
Well, this is a chase comedy that has several locations away from England. We're going to the Alps in Austria for a snow sequence when we leave here. Hard to believe we're going to be in the snow with all this beautiful weather.
Yes.
And we picked the Bahamas because we felt that it was pictorially good looking. We knew we would get good weather at this time of the year, and I don't know, the script called for the Bahamas, so here we came.
After you took a look at the script, was any one particular thing that stood out in your mind as was going to be the most difficult to film?
Well, it's all difficult to film because it's basically a visual picture. We're in color this time, and there are a lot of physical gags and physical jokes, and we also hope to get a very good-looking film. So I think technically it's all going to be hard, but with any luck we'll get through with it all right.
I'm sure it'll come out just as well as Hard Day's Night. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks very much. Right.
Bravo! Come on! Come on! Oh! Yeah. And where's the other one? Two boys. There, there. Go on, give it a shot. Okay, as soon as we get a bit of sun, we'll do it again. Good. Okay, action, boys. Hold it, John. Action. 5, 19. Okay, John. Below your old class. The pedals. Oh, you can go! Go on, John. Pedal. Hey! I was riding up the side of the wall. Okay, go on then. Come on, boys. Yeah, well, you can't do it. Can't worry. Black bull, black bull. Take it up yourself. Oh, sorry. Fellas, don't dive down. Just let yourself sink down and do the dog dance down there. The dog. Do the dog. The dog, yes. All right, turn over, Bob. Closer together, lads. Can you get any closer, Ring? No, you stand. They've got to keep it up to you. Well, move up, George, so you can stand. What? Move up so you can stand just before they turn. With all the bubbles and bubbling. Try it again, lads. What? Try going down again. Action, go on.
Picture making. And there's a lot of time spent in just lining up shots. One particular scene, using 4 or 5 different shots from this length, even though they had 2 or 3 cameras. They used 2 cameras at the same time, but using from different distances. There goes Paul and the bat lady, and they are, I don't know what they're doing, prancing around in the water. This is going to be a wild picture. There's one scene which I'm in when I'm supposed to be captured and being taken off to jail, and as we go by the camera, I put my hand up and give it that, up England. They're just told now to come out of the water. All right. We just spotted a shark. Wait a minute, we spotted a shark and everyone's, we're pulling now out of the water. Not pulling them, but telling them to come out. And moving very slowly. We're at a decent distance, and we can spot it from up here. We're up on a hill, overlooking the water. Just want to hear some of the scenes around the directors. In fact, the next voice you hear will be that of the director. The director giving, as the boys now are in the water, from the idol. Getting ready for this last scene. Picture the scene. Actually, this is the last picture they should have used. The picture won't be through until May. They won't be through shooting. They go to Austria here. Right. 28, baby. Hey! Stand by, both, will you? All right, stand by. And Rio, come closer to them now. Because I want you to get through with them. Keep up to them. All right, here we go. Now, Paul, don't overdo it. Keep it small. As he starts to swim away, let him take one stroke. And now, when you put the goggles down, immediately start swimming. So, in other words,
Paul McCartney is doing some sort of a weird ritual dance with the battle woman. And I just wanted you to hear some of the directions.
All right, here we go. Put the paint in.
They're covering the water of the ocean here with red paint all around the idol. It gives quite an effect. The water is sort of an orangey red.
All right, turn away now. Are you ready? Turn over. Turn over, turn.
Look at the picture so far, Vic. I love it. I really do. I hope that it'll be a great success, of course, but it's sort of a movie that I would go to straight away. Well, I'll tell everybody, because we've been doing this all day, that we are broadcasting from Paradise Island in the Bahamas, in Nassau, and we are on the location right now. They're doing a scene where Ringo is staked down, and there's a 20-foot idol, and the thugs, I'm in my thug costume right now, and we're doing this interview with Vic Spinetti. There's everything in this movie. It's all happening, and in fact, I wanted them to use that as a thing. It's what's happening, babe. It's a marvelous title, actually. We're looking for a title at the moment. Well, it's a little, they thought it's a little too American and a little bit too connected with Murray the K, maybe. The difficulty is, you see, to think of a title is all right, but you've got to think of a title which they can write a song around. And that's pretty difficult, you know. I want to ask you something. What part do you play in this picture? I play a scientist who wants to rule the world for the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Institute of Technology. I can hardly say Massachusetts. That's what I'm doing. That's what your role in this. Is it a heavy role? I'm one of the villains. You're one of the villains. In fact, do you have something to do with Ringo's capture? Is that right? Yes, indeed. I kidnapped him and take him aboard my yacht and set up an operating theater in which I'm going to operate on him, but... Oh, it's all right. It's all right. I see. Okay. Now, if I rescues him in time, a Marine comes in time. Incidentally, do you have a favorite Beatle? I think they're all smashing, and I like them all tremendously. Favorite? I don't know. Perhaps George. You like his humor, I think. Yeah, he sits there quietly and suddenly comes out with the most marvelous thing. Do what he said the other day, but... Tell me. He was having his photographs taken and the sun was shining in his eyes, and he said, wish I could stop my eyes down to F-22. They are camera buffs, and I guess they're just a great line. Tell them a line, because a lot of the people didn't hear the show that you did with me, Vic, about, I've said some great lines, the dog line. Oh, it's marvelous. I was talking about the beginning, when they said they toured all through Wales and they stopped in a place in Harlech. George was talking, he said, do you remember that place in Harlech, Paul? He said, Mrs. Brierly put us up. And Paul said, no, he said, you do, Mrs. Brierly. She had a dog with no legs. She used to take it out every morning for a slide. it's big, but it's so great, I love the way he slides these things quietly and marvelous expertise. He doesn't, he's not the obvious Beatle, but he's very good.
We're sitting under the pine trees overlooking the beach in Nassau. This is Derek Taylor, and I'm with Betty Glassow, who, for the purposes of the film and for Hard Day's Night, is the Beatles' hairdresser. Betty probably knows more about the Beatles' hair than they do themselves. Is there a special technique in looking after a Beatle head, Betty?
Well, not really any more than usual. Just have to sort of keep a check that it's, the right length at the same time.
I suppose they don't really get their hair cut as ordinary hair is cut, because this is no ordinary hair. This is simply a case of keeping it tidy, getting rid of loose ends.
Yes, it is.
It's possibly invidious to compare their hair, but who has the softest hair of the four of them?
Ringo, she has the softest, and John.
Yeah, Paul's always looked softer.
Well, no, he's got much better hair than the others. A bit coarser.
He has coarser hair, has he? What colour is John's? An awful lot of people say that John's has an auburn tinge. Is it auburn?
Well, he has a slight auburn tinge, yes. Mm-hmm. He's had it darkened a bit for this film.
Do they trust you with their hair completely, or have they little fads and fancies which they try and impose?
Oh, I think they do by now, yes.
Did they at first? Did they at first?
Oh, yes. Well, a bit wary of how much I would cut off,
And how wary were you when you first got the job of looking after the Beatles' hair?
A bit nervous.
You get on well with them? Do you find them as easy as everybody else does to get on with?
Yes, I do.
The Beatles' hair, of course, is an extremely valuable commodity. The temptation to sell it must have been very strong, but I know from what I've heard that you and all the other people on the set resist these things. But do you, in fact, keep the hair yourself, or do you give it away?
I keep a little, and I give it to my relations and friends. They ask for their children.
Have you had many letters from abroad and from England asking for Beatle hair?
Yes, I did in the last film. I had from America.
Were you able to let people have some?
Yes, I sent, different little packets to them.
Just as a matter of interest, did any of the people who got it ever write back to say thanks?
No, I haven't.
That's worth thinking about, by the way. An awful lot of people write for Beatle things and very rarely write to say thank you. But if there are thank you letters, then most of them come from America, where children, of course, are great letter writers. Well, look, Betty, you've got an awful lot to do with this hair, so I'll let you go and say thanks very much, and we'll see you again.
Thank you very much, too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind living in a place like this, with a nice beach, nice sea, and sort of hot climate, but it's so boring after 2 weeks. But still, I wouldn't mind a place like this for, say, every time you got fed up with the cold in England, you could just fly out here. But still, I prefer to live in a place like London any time.
Well, George, I won't keep you any more, because I know you've got to get on set. It's been nice to see you, and I'll see you later on today.
Okay, see you, Derek.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Sitting by the brilliant blue water of the Caribbean with Ringo Starr, who's also brilliant in colour. He has red paint all over his suit. Morning, Ringo.
Morning, Derek. Good to see you again.
It's good to see you, Ringo. Particularly in weather like this. Is it too hot for you?
It gets a bit hot when you're staked out, in the sand, and you've got to lay there for half an hour or so, fully dressed.
This suit you've got on, a beautiful suit, which costs, I think, something like, $100?
Roughly speaking, yes.
Roughly speaking, $100, and it's covered in red paint.
Yes.
The last one you had on was covered in red paint.
And the one before that, too.
Why is the red paint all over your suit, Ringo?
Well, it's something to do with the film, you see. I'm not going to give too much away, but...
Well, you give nothing away. I mean, tell us something about the red paint.
Well, it's... the film is basically a chase film, and it's about a ring which I have. And it starts off where they're going to sacrifice a girl, and they paint everyone they sacrifice red, you see, this tribe. But they can't sacrifice the girl because she hasn't got this magic ring on, which she sent to me because I wear rings. And so they're after me now, and they can't get the ring off. So they're going to sacrifice me, and that's why I'm red.
And the paint has been put on you, so they can sacrifice you?
Yes.
How many times have you been painted up to now?
Oh, about 4 or 5 times.
Do you like filming? It seems hard work for you. You always seem to be the one who's out on your own when all the other Beatles are in bed.
Not all the time, but some of it. I'll enjoy filming anyway, It's just, I hate getting up in the mornings. That's the only drag.
It was the Saturday night, one of these late shows.
And Victor Spinetti's back again. Good old Vic.
Victor Spinetti played the Harris TV man in the first film, and I think the Beatles took a great liking to him. Is that right?
Yeah, he's marvellous, and he's good fun, We're always having laughs and things.
You have the same producer and director again, have you, Ring?
Yeah, Walter Shenson and Dick Lester. Both good lads,
Has Brian Epstein been here during the film?
Yes, he came out with us when we first arrived, and he stayed about 4 days, I think. 4 or 5 days.
How do you stand the separation so soon after getting married?
Oh, you know, you've just got to take it, you know, because we knew when we were getting married that, I had to leave to come out here for the film, and, you know, we just sort of got used to the idea. It's a bit of a drag, you know, but there was no point fetching Maureen out, because, you know, we're working like lunatics, and we don't have a day off when we're on location.
But that wasn't a question then, really, of having a Caribbean honeymoon, which is many people's dream.
No. Well, we didn't have an English one, never mind a Caribbean one.
How long were you actually away from London?
We got married on a Thursday and we went back on the Sunday night.
It was quite a dramatic story, which broke at a very good time of day, too. How long was it planned before it happened?
Well, we decided to get married two weeks to the day, and then it started getting planned from then, you know.
Yeah, well, let me say congratulations, because everyone who knows you both is delighted.
Bitte, British European Airways aus London ist gelandet. British European Airways flight from London has now landed.
Mit dieser Maschine treffen auf dem Flughafen in Salzburg prominente Fluggäste in ein Flugzeug steigt, denn auch da, ja, ist dasselbe bei einer Lawine. Nun, Ringo, can you tell me, for the German Broadcasting Corporation, for the German listeners, what have you, a new song in that new picture, what you have now?
The names of the new songs? No, we can't tell the titles yet.
It's a secret?
Yes.
Ich fragte Ringo den Namen eines der Schlager, die sie nun im neuen Film bringen, aber er sagt, nein, das ist Geheimnis, er kann das nicht sagen. Und dann habe ich eine Frage für unsere deutschen Hörer an Ringo. Ringo, are that your own hairs or are that wig?
No, it's my own. It's not a wig.
Can I try it?
Yes, have a pull.
Oh ja. There you go. Ja, also ich habe Ringo gefragt, ob er eine Perücke trägt oder ob es seine eigene Haare seien, aber er sagt nein, also keine Perücken. Do you speak some German?
No, not really.
Not really?
Only sort of
few words.
Few words, yes.
What was that?
Bitte.
Bitte.
Wie geht's du denn? Wie geht's denn? Was das denn?
Ja.
Das war ja Bratkartoffel, Breakfast.
Ja, das waren also die Deutschkenntnisse von Ringo. Nun habe ich eine Frage an John Lennon. Wie viel Einkommensteuer bezahlten Sie im letzten Jahr? How many income tax you paid last year?
A lot.
A lot, also sehr viel or too much.
Zu viel?
Damit also darf ich sagen, wir haben eine sehr turbulente, interessante Pressekonferenz hinter uns und wir verabschieden uns wieder von den Beatles und schalten zurück ins Funkhaus nach Köln.
bei RTL geht es weiter mit einem Da Capo für die Beatles. Meine lieben Zuhörer, falls Sie sich ein bisschen später eingeschaltet haben und nicht so genau wissen, na, wer redet denn da so in gebrochenem Deutsch und in Englisch, das wird doch nicht. Doch, es sind wirklich die Beatles. Inzwischen sind wir eine Garderobe weitergerutscht und sitzen bei John. Hello, John.
Hallo, guten Abend. Ah ja, John spricht ja Deutsch. Ich glaube, wir können auf Deutsch interviewen.
Nein, ich spreche nur ein bisschen.
Ja, aber schon ganz gut. Ja, zunächst einmal über den Film, würde ich sagen. Macht es Spaß zu filmen?
Pass?
Spaß.
Fun.
Do you like it?
I don't know that word. Yes, I like it. Ich liebe ich. No, that's wrong. I like it, yes.
Aber es ist sehr anstrengend, nicht?
Anstrengend, good fun.
Is it more strenuous?
Oh, strenuous, oh yes, very anstrengend for me.
Ja.
Especially for you?
Yes.
Warum?
Warum nicht?
Es ist ein anderer Film als der bisherige. Diesmal spielt er nicht ein documentary film about the Beatles, but you play kind of part.
Yes, but we're still playing us. It's just us in different situations.
Mm. So you don't find it more difficult?
No.
Es ist nicht schwerer als den vorigen Film?
No, ich bin still John. And we're still, play ourselves.
Was werdet ihr nach dem Film machen?
What is a night film?
What are you going to do after the film? It's finished.
I think we do a tour of Europe.
Eine
That's what I've heard.
Durch Europa. Wird die Tournee vielleicht auch nach Deutschland führen?
Ja, vielleicht. Wir kommen wieder.
Ja, und da haben wir gleich eine Frage. Wann kommt der nächste Titel in Deutsch gesungen?
Titel?
Ja, also der nächste Schlager.
Sung in German.
What is? Oh, I don't know. That's up to the record company. No, but I think the German people seem to like it in English now.
Ja, er sagt, er weiß
The teenagers like it.
Er weiß noch nicht, wann der nächste Titel auf Deutsch gesungen wird, aber ihm scheint, als ob zumindest die Teenager die Titel auf Englisch gesungen.
In deinen Namen bin ich glücklich und froh.
Sehr gut. Just let me hear some of the rock and roll music.
Wenn Sie...
John, in Rock'n'Roll Musik sind Sie die Solostimme, ja?
Always stay. What is that?
I sing in rock and roll music in the newest record release in Germany.
I don't know what the new record in Germany is.
Well, the newest is rock and roll music in Germany.
Ah, I see. I thought you meant rock and roll music.
Yeah.
No, the title.
Oh, yes. Well, I think, is it just out? Just come out over there?
It has been released 2 weeks ago.
How's it doing?
Mich würde...
Well, it starts now.
Good. I think they like that. They used to like when we were in Hamburg, they always used to ask for
Ach so, Rock and Roll Music, also der neue Titel ist ein Titel, den ihr schon in Hamburg gesungen habt.
Ja, schon in Hamburg.
Wer hat das Klavier gespielt da drin? Das ist doch was ganz Neues.
Paul and me and our recording manager all at once. We all had a little bit.
Noch eine Frage.
Ja.
Wie gefiel Ihnen Salzburg? Wir haben uns in Salzburg schon gesehen.
Ah, ja.
Und wie war der Aufenthalt dort? Schön oder?
Ja, es war schön gut. Salzburg, gut Ski.
Ja, sind Sie gerne Ski gefahren oder haben Sie sich auch dubeln lassen?
Ja, ein bisschen Ski gefahren.
Ein bisschen, ja.
Ein bisschen gefallen auch dabei.
Pardon? Oh, yeah. That's auch something.
Nun, Paul und John sind ja die beiden, die immer als Autoren hinter den Liedern stehen. Wie sieht das eigentlich aus, wenn ein Lied komponiert wird? Macht ihr es zusammen oder werft ihr euch gegenseitig die Noten zu oder wie sieht das aus?
Yes, well, sometimes I write the word, sometimes Paul writes the word. We just sit down and write them. Is that what you asked?
Ja, das war's.
We just either does anything. We both take.
Und habt ihr noch viel Titel, die nicht veröffentlicht sind, in den Schubladen?
Pardon?
Have you got still a lot of numbers which are not yet have been sung or released? I mean, in reserve, compositions of yours?
No. We ran out of numbers. We have some, but they're no good, from when we were 14, 15. So all the numbers we write are written now.
Jetzt die obligatorische Frage nach dem Hobby, außer der Musik.
Have you got any hobby besides music?
Yes, I like writing funny books. Well, I think they're funny anyway.
Ja, aber
It's been
die Leser
translated
dachten
into...
es auch zumindest vom ersten Buch. Ist ein zweites Buch geplant, oder are you writing on a second book?
I've just finished it and it comes out in England in about 2 or 3 weeks.
Worüber wird es sein?
Pardon?
What will be the subject?
Well, it's all different stories. It's called A Spaniard in the Works, but I don't know what... The last book was translated into German, I think, so this one probably will be.
Ach ja, das letzte Buch ist ins Deutsche übertragen, aber es ist, glaube ich, noch nicht erschienen.
Nein.
Und er glaubt auch, das zweite Buch wird ins Deutsche übertragen werden.
Ja.
Und ihn wollen wir auch noch fragen, ob er vorher schon mal geschauspielert hat oder ob das bei der Filmarbeit das erste Mal war.
Was it the first time you did acting in the first Beatles film, or did you do some stage acting before?
No, never. None of us have ever acted. I think Paul did a play at school once, that's all. He didn't say anything.
Er sagte nur, Paul hat einmal in der Schule ein bisschen Theater gespielt, aber er hat dabei nichts gesprochen.
Ja, und jetzt noch die Frage, wie so ein Studiotag bei ihm aussieht, die Arbeit hier, wann er morgens hierher kommt und wann es abends wieder aufhört.
How does a day in the studio look like with you?
How does what?
A day in the studio, in the film studios.
How is it? Look like? How do you mean?
I mean, when do you start in the morning?
Well,
how do you feel getting up early?
Oh, I hate getting up early. But he usually starts about 8 o'clock in the morning or 8:30 and finishes at 6. So it's not bad. It's like going to the office.
Sagt, normalerweise um 8 Uhr fängt man an, um 6 Uhr ist Feierabend. Ist ungefähr so etwas wie ins Büro gehen. Only going home is a bit more difficult with you, isn't it?
No, I like going home. It's good. It's not hard.
But how do you manage it to get home? I mean, to get into your house without being, having thousands of people around.
Well, the house is very well hidden, and it's got a big fence around it. And only a few people come at the weekends.
Hast du es jemals geschafft, durch London zu gehen, ohne erkannt zu werden? Did you ever manage to go through London without being recognized in a disguise or something?
No, but you can go through in your car and people quite often don't see you unless you stop at traffic lights, which you do every time, so they always see us. I'm lying.
Ja, ich glaube, das wäre es im Moment. Recht schönen Dank.
Einige Grüße an unsere
Vielleicht zum Schluss noch ein paar Grüße an unsere Hörer in Deutsch.
Oh, I can't think. How do you say it? Viele Grüße. No, that's not right, is it? From? What's from? I don't know.
That's right. Viele Grüße.
Von John. Gute Reise.
Gut. Recht schönen Dank, John.
Dankeschön. Dankeschön, bitteschön.
Hello, George Harrison. How are you? This is Jerry G. at KYW in Cleveland. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. It's 2 o'clock for me.
All right, let's start over. Good afternoon, George. How are you? What have you been doing this morning, George?
Just a bit of filming still.
Mm-hmm. You other guys around?
No, I'm you see the call they put through to the place we have lunch, and the others have finished, so I think they'll be over the other side of the building.
You're just a slow eater, huh, George?
Yeah.
Listen, a couple of reasons we're calling. One, and I know you'll be happy to hear this, we just recently had a contest here in Cleveland to determine whether or not the Beatles are still the #1 group in the hearts of the Cleveland, Ohio people, and guess what?
Did we?
Did you? Of course you did. Congratulations to you.
Well, that's great. Well, you thank all the people who wrote in and all your listeners.
Matter of fact, you can thank one of them in person. She's sitting right here, and one of her prizes, she was just drawn at random, was to talk to you and ask you a question or two, if you don't mind. Her name is Debbie Kruger, and she goes to Mayer Junior High in Cleveland. Debbie, you want to say hello to George Harrison?
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah?
Which do you enjoy more, making movies or cutting records?
Both, actually. We like making movies, but the thing is, we only like movies that have our records in them, you see.
Uh-huh.
So we like doing both.
Oh. What is your favorite food?
Food?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, I think roast lamb.
Oh.
Is that what you had for lunch just now?
Yeah.
Debbie, you have another question for George?
Has Ringo's voice changed since he had his tonsils out?
No, it's still the same.
Oh, okay.
Well, George, I've got a couple of questions for you. First of all, how's the movie going?
It's going fine, we've got about another 4 weeks to do on it. We've seen a few of the rushes, and it seems to be coming along well.
Uh-huh. Is the title 8 Arms to Hold You? This is what we've heard.
No, it's not. That was just a provisional title.
What is the current title?
Hang on a second.
Right.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they haven't decided on the new title yet.
Still no title as yet. The movie...
No, but the other one, it's not going to be eight Arms to Hold You, because we weren't very keen on having that.
You've got 8 arms. I don't see why not.
Yeah, we have, but you know, we want a better title than that.
George, the motion picture has another 4 weeks to go yet before it's completed. You've seen the rushes. A couple of questions about the songs in the movie. A lot of people are interested. Are Ticket to Ride, and yes, it is in this motion picture?
Not yes, it is, but Ticket to Ride is.
I see. What other songs are in the movie?
Oh, well, there's going to be about 6 or 7 songs in it all together, and they're all new songs. So, you know, we're not having any of the old songs in it at all.
Ticket to Ride will be about the only one that we know of,
The
huh?
only one that the people will know. But I think the title song will be released about a week before the film is out on release.
Did you have a hand in writing any of them?
Well, I wrote a couple of songs, but whether they be in the film or not, I don't know. But, you know, if they're not in that, then they'll be on the album.
We just learned, as a matter of fact, that Ticket to Ride has just reached #1 in England. I'm sure you're familiar with this,
yeah,
right?
It's great. It just came in this week, right in at #1.
I was amazed. I didn't realize this, but according to the figures we've got, this is your 8th #1 record in England.
Yeah?
And you have sold 141 million records. Were you aware of that?
141.
141 million records.
It's great, isn't it?
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
Listen, how's the group reacting to Ringo's marriage?
It's fine, you know, everything's just more or less the same.
Nothing has changed. He's still the same Ringo, right?
Yeah, still.
Is he adjusting to marriage? You think he's going to be a good father?
Yeah, probably, you know, you can't tell.
How was he reacting to the news of the forthcoming baby? Was he as thrilled as we all were here?
He was knocked out, you know, he loved it.
Has he ever changed a diaper, do you know?
Pardon?
Has he ever changed a diaper? Do you know?
No, I doubt it.
Thank you very much for a very kind introduction. Here, I don't know if you can hear me better now, and welcome to the great Twickenham studios, where the boys, the Beatles, are making their new film, Help, and I am actually with the Beatles now, and to present them with their Grandma Awards, which they have won from America, and they're delighted to be here this afternoon to receive them, and I have had the singular honor, I think, of having been asked to present them. May I say?
Yes, you may.
Great pleasure.
Thank you very much, Peter. It's a great pleasure for us too, I'm sure.
To receive them. There are some more in here. Perhaps you'd like to take one.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Mr. Ustinov. Thank you.
Thank you. As you can see, folks, the box is now empty. And there are no more awards.
It's an honor, to say the least.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a chance, really, isn't it?
Itza.
Longua.
Longua.
Toi type. Arrevi.
Arrevi.
Itza longua. Toi type. Arrevi.
I think it's a good song, you know, Help. I mean, it's not being big-headed saying I think it's a good song. I just like it. We all like it. Probably because it's new for us, you know. But I don't think anybody will want to hear a song called 8 Arms Tall. It's a crummy title, I think. You know, it was okay. We were getting a bit desperate for titles, and then somebody said 8 Arms to Hold You, and Ringo said it. We all said, yeah, great, you know. But then we suddenly realised a couple of days after that we were all sick of it. We didn't like it. We thought it was a bit daft, you know, the idea.
Well, who thought of Help?
I think it was Dick. He just said, let's have a very simple title, which nobody can say is either bad or good, really. You know, it's not a fantastic title, but I think it will work when you sort of actually, the film comes out and things, because it fits very well with the film, the title, and the song.
I think it was a dodgy thing at first, you know, and I was wondering, well, maybe they'll all hate me and you know, and things like that. And then about 95% of all the mail and all, you know, everybody's ever said was all good, you know. We've had about Well, I can only remember one bad letter, but I don't get that much mail at the house. And, what they got in the office, I don't know. But by all accounts, it was, everyone was pleased. And I'm pleased that you're pleased.
It all said something like, give our love to Ringo and Maureen.
Well, I think she's more popular than me, you see.
Yes, that's me.
It's a long way from Liverpool.
It's a long way from Liverpool.
Do you speak French?
No. Do you?
No, not at all.
This is Dick.
Hello, Dick. Dick
Long way
Lester.
from Liverpool.
Yes.
Why don't you do more, right? More right. Why don't you do more? Stop it. Yes.
I'm trying. We're not the only one with a problem, though.
Okay. Oh no, we got a great problem too.
Is this your vacation, John?
No, it's a weekend more than a vacation. Just 4 days. 4 days.
Of watching bathers and movie stars?
That's it. I've come to have a look at a couple of people.
What have you decided?
I've decided there's a lot of funny people around here.
Have you written a poem?
No, not today. Have you?
No, but I want to tell you, I fell out of my chair.
Funny you should say that, because we just finished the second film called Help, directed by Dick Lester here. Funny you should
I'm
say
glad
that.
I said that. Did you think it was funny, though, John?
Yeah, funny you should say. I was laughing. And it comes out soon, along with my new book. That comes out soon, too, folks.
You directed their second picture now?
Yes. Directed the book, too.
Directed the book?
Yes.
Is their second picture as exciting as the first?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, when is it coming out?
It's coming out, and I don't know. When's it coming out?
I think it will come out at the beginning of August for America.
Oh, my book just comes out before that. Funny you should say that. Planted in the works for about 10 and 6 or equivalent money in America.
Mm-hmm. What are you calling the new? If this is not Ben-Hur, the new one.
No, it's what?
Your new movie.
Oh, the new movie's called Help. H-E-L-P.
H-A-L-P?
E-L-P.
E-L-P.
Help. No, we're using the old spelling.
Is this also another day in the life of the Beatles?
No, this is the day in the life of them. There's many days in the life of many people.
Is it a heavy drama?
Pretty heavy.
Was it heavy to direct?
Yeah.
No, it was very light to direct, but heavy to watch.
Ah. And not doing enough, that's right.
You know Phil Spector?
I met him on a plane once.
Did you?
He nearly crashed it. Good old Phil, all right, Phil.
He didn't stay on for the whole flight, did he?
Oh, he was on for the whole flight, yeah. But
Now, you boys are leaving for America. I know for a fact my home is originally San Francisco, and people have been wiring me in New York to see if they can get tickets for your appearance
You can't
in San
see
Francisco.
them.
No.
The
I'm
wire.
sitting on the wires. You're the Beatles at the Cow Palace.
Yes, what about it?
Sounds like a condition of some kind.
No, it isn't. It's just a place. You ought to know that.
Right. And then are you going to be at Forest Hills?
I don't think so. There was I don't know where we are, actually.
No, Forest Lawn is the cemetery.
That's it.
Dick who are you?
I wear his hat.
You're not a Beatle.
No.
Oh.
You've noticed.
Yes,
You've got
I
a keen
have.
eye for detail.
Very,
haven't you? Yeah.
very. How long will you be here, John?
About 11 until tomorrow.
And where are the boys?
They're somewhere in merry old England.
Do they know you're away?
I think they'll have noticed.
Is that allowed?
It is allowed, yeah. It is allowed. Once a year we're allowed to split up.
Tell me about your book, which got extraordinary reviews in New York. Would you do a poem for us?
No.
This is the paparazzi.
Well, here we are then. Well, we've got to go now. You can stay here, though.
I'm going to stay.
Okay, you stay
And I'll
here.
discuss your
I will
interview.
go.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
John. Nice meeting you.
Did great work.
Dick, thank you.
More for civil rights. Goodbye.
Quite a race was run on the lawn here at the Astor Mansion today, and the Beatles did win, as I told you earlier. And I have Paul and John here, who were...
Hello. How are you?
Good to see you, Paul.
Okay, good to see you.
You ran a very good race.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Had you ever done this before?
Not since school, you know. Done a bit since. I haven't done any since, I mean.
This was
I've done some now, you know. Hey?
This was quite a long course out there.
Well, yes, 15 furlongs, I'd say.
There was a lot of good running back there. Do you think you did your share?
Well, you see, the best team won.
John, do you have any comments?
No.
Thank you. John, Americans aren't acquainted with the term spanner. That's a wrench, isn't it?
Wrench, monkey wrench, yeah.
And so your new book called Spaniard in the Works is really a play on the word spanner.
Yes, we're playing about it with spanners. It's just me laughing.
Does it have anything to do with the monkey wrench?
No, it's just about a fella. There's just a drawing of him with cars, you see, and it's nothing about cars. He's a Spaniard working on a farm.
What is that?
It's a whopper.
Oh, we call these popsicles.
We call them. What do we call them? Lolly ices.
Lolly ices. I was going to say icicles. We don't.
We call some of them Jerry.
Yours is red and his is yellow, and Ringo's is yellow.
Guess whose one's got the bellow?
Ringo just joined our little group. Good to see you.
Good scene.
I want to ask about your car, Ringo. It's a beautiful thing. What's it called?
Oh, it's called Nigel.
Incidentally.
It's called a Vassal Vega, actually.
Doesn't it have a Chevrolet engine?
I don't know. It's got an American engine, whose name I will not say.
Made with me.
Give me a free engine.
Yeah, and I'll mention it too if you give me a free engine.
John, the rocks that you and Paul got from our trip this morning, we went down to the
Me and
pub.
George got the rock.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's George.
Paul's already got rocks.
We went down to the pub at lunchtime, and there were some little bushes and hedges around the front of the pub, and what do you think surrounded them?
I don't know, more little bushes and hedges.
All those rare rocks that we thought we'd had a scoop on.
Oh, that's lousy. What do you mean? Maybe somebody else has been down there plucking them.
They're all over the place up at the pub. Are you looking forward to this trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get to Houston, man.
Yeah, let's go to Houston.
John, have you heard about our Astrodome?
No, thanks.
Yeah, I have. It was on the early bird link the other day on the television.
That's right.
And it said, "Howdy, Europe."
Yeah. Oh, was that it?
That was it.
Oh, it was great, though.
The scoreboard lit up and said howdy. When they hit a home run, it goes crazy. It flashes lights and does all sorts of
It
tricks.
got a mind of its own.
Pretty much.
Pretty polly.
The Beatles are eating lollysickles. Is that right?
Lolly ices.
Oh, lolly ices. I'm sorry. Which is what we refer to as popsicles in America.
Why? Because they're made of ice.
I really don't know why we call them popsicles.
I mean, they're not made out of popsicles, are they?
No.
Lemonade pop made into an icicle. Popsicle.
Well, let's figure that out, then.
Well, I'll tell you
why
one thing.
is it lolly ice?
I'll tell you one thing.
Because it's lolly with ice, and it's lolly ice.
What's lolly?
You don't know what a lolly is? Everybody knows what a lolly is.
Oh, we made the LP then, shall we go?